My mom's text came through at 8:43 that night. You're just jealous and broke. Don't ruin my night again. No call. No explanation. Just one sentence, sharp enough to cut through whatever was left of us. I read it twice, then set my phone beside the stack of bills I'd paid for her that month. Electricity, water, mortgage, all under my name. That was the moment something inside me finally went quiet. 3 days later, when the restaurant lights dimmed and her credit card started declining one after another, I didn't answer her call. That silence? It belonged to me this time. I'm Ava Collins, and if you asked anyone in my family, they'd tell you I'm the reliable one. The one who remembers deadlines, keeps every receipt, makes sure the power stays on. It sounds flattering when you say it, responsible. But at some point, responsible turned into useful, and useful faded into invisible. Growing up, my mom was obsessed with appearances. Matching dresses for family photos, a spotless table for Sunday dinners, and smiles that lasted just long enough for the camera flash. My younger sister, Chloe, was the star of the show, blonde, loud, magnetic. Everyone adored her, especially Mom. I used to pretend it didn't bother me that we were opposites. But even as a kid, I noticed how Mom's voice softened for Chloe, calling her my sunshine. With me, it was always, can you take care of this? By the time I was old enough to work, this meant paying for the things no one mentioned, groceries that somehow never got bought, internet bills that slipped through the cracks, Dad's medication when insurance didn't cover enough. At first, I didn't mind. I told myself, that's what family does. We help each other. But soon, helping became a habit, and habit became an expectation. When I landed my first accounting job, Mom didn't ask how it was going. She asked if I could add her to my phone plan. Just until I figure mine out, she said. That was 4 years ago. The bill's still mine. Then came the car insurance, the water bill. There was a pause, the kind that makes your chest tighten. I spoke softly. I can if you really need me to, but maybe someone else can handle it this time. The whole table went quiet. Chloe let out a sharp, cutting laugh. You can barely pay for that salad you ordered. Mom chuckled without even looking up. Not you, sweetie. You're broke. It hit like a slap. The waiter was still standing there, awkwardly shifting his weight. A couple nearby glanced over. My cheeks burned, but I said nothing. Chloe leaned closer, wearing that satisfied grin people get when they know they've hit a nerve. Don't be so dramatic, Ava. You always get jealous when it's not about you. Dad cleared his throat, but Mom kept going, telling the waiter to charge everything to the usual card. My card, the one linked to their account. I watched as he swiped it, already knowing the alert would hit my phone in minutes. No one said thank you. They just went back to their conversation, like nothing had happened. That's when it sank in. This wasn't going to change. Not because they couldn't stop, but because they never needed to. When dinner ended, Mom hugged Chloe first. Then she turned to me and said softly, "Don't make such a fuss about money," as if I was the one who'd ruined the night. I forced a nod, hands trembling. Sure, Mom, whatever you say. On the drive home, I stopped at a gas station. The fluorescent lights buzzed overhead as I bought a bottle of water and leaned against my car, trying to steady my breathing. My phone buzzed, a text from Mom. Don't ruin my night again. You're just jealous and broke. No punctuation. Just that. I stared at it until the screen dimmed and went black. Somewhere nearby, a car engine started, music thumping through the night. I didn't feel angry. Not really. Just finished. When I got home, I pulled out the folder from my desk, the one holding every receipt, bill, and login. I scrolled through them. Utilities, mortgage, credit cards, insurance. All in my name. All for them. For the first time in years, I didn't feel like fixing it. I shut the folder and sat in the dark. The phone lit up again. Same text, still unread, still waiting. And that's when I knew something had changed. That message didn't hurt anymore. It gave me direction. The next morning, I woke before sunrise. The apartment was silent, the kind of quiet that makes you hear your own thoughts. For once, then the messages started coming in faster, one after another, a dozen in under a minute. I didn't open them right away. I already knew what they'd say. Across town, dinner was in full swing. I could see it perfectly in my mind. Mom wearing her favorite navy dress, Chloe talking too loudly, Dad stepping in to smooth things over when it all went sideways. And it did. When the server brought the check and set it gently on the table, Mom smiled confidently and handed over her card, my card. It probably took just a second for her smile to fade. Then came the frown. "I'm sorry," the waiter said quietly. "It's been declined." Mom blinked, clearly confused. "That's impossible. Try again." He did, twice. Same result. Chloe reached into her purse and pulled out her own card. Declined. The waiter's face softened in that polite, uncomfortable way people have when they're watching something unravel. Could there be a mistake? Dad asked, though he already knew the answer. The manager walked over, speaking softly to avoid drawing attention. But in places like that, whispers travel faster than sound. Heads started turning. Mom's voice rose, sharp with disbelief. There must be some mix-up. These are active accounts. When the waiter offered to fetch another terminal, she snatched the bill from his hand. "Forget it," she muttered. "I'll call the bank myself." That was probably the moment she noticed the notification on her phone. Account temporarily frozen by primary holder. Primary holder, me. By the time they left the restaurant, my phone was lighting up non-stop. Calls, texts, voicemails piling one after another. "Ava, something's wrong with the cards. Call me now. Did you change something?" Pick up the phone. 92 missed calls. I let it ring. I washed the dishes slowly, the sound of water running over the plates blending with the faint buzz of my phone. I wiped the counter, made some tea, and sat by the window. Outside, streetlights flickered, cars passed, and people laughed outside the bars. The world kept going. Another voicemail came through. Mom's voice this time, trembling but still trying to sound composed. "Ava, I don't know what's happening, but all the cards are frozen. The mortgage payment bounced. The utilities, too. You need to fix this. This isn't funny." A pause, then a shaky breath. "Please call me back." I didn't. Instead, I opened my banking app and looked at the balances. Everything was exactly where it belonged. Safe. Untouchable. Hours later, Chloe texted.